This video is for Wisdom K and Wisdom K only. If you are not him, feel free to tag him just so you can see it. Hi, Wisdom K. My name is Athena Lindsay. I've been a big fan of you for a really long time, and I really just want to throw a proposal at you real quick. Like many others, I've been a big fan of you, your work, your style, and everything in between, especially your editing skills. You have created such an impact for so many different communities that your outreach would be amazing if you yourself hosted a fashion show. And not just any type of fashion show either, whether it be specifically geared towards content creators, influencers, or even the anime and manga community. As I recall, you have created many styles based off of anime characters. And should you decide to host one, I'm pretty sure the cosplayers are going to show out too. Even those who are up-and-coming designers will have their spot as well. Your outreach and influence is a staple for sure. The people want you at certain locations that you didn't get a chance to attend. So why not create your own? If you decided to host your own fashion show, I'm 1,000% sure the masses will follow you because that's how much of an impact you have. Now, who am I to propose such a thing? I've only worked in one retail fashion store and I actually had to wear a military uniform for the last 10, 11 years. So there's only so much I can say in regards to fashion, but I thoroughly believe that you would have the greatest impact in today's generation in hosting your own fashion show.
Hello family, welcome again to another episode on my YouTube channel. We'll be concentrating on Met Gala, where Wisdom K was not invited by Anna Wintour. This has brought harsh reactions from both black and white Americans. Being an outstanding fashion icon on TikTok and other social media accounts, Americans have termed this move as an undermining role, especially in the fashion world. Wisdom K has got a majority of backup from Americans. Let's watch the following videos.
People are upset that the largest fashion influencer on TikTok was not invited to this year's Met Gala. So if you didn't know, the Met Gala is tonight and the theme is super fine tailoring black style based on the style of black men throughout history. And Wisdom K has 13 million followers on TikTok, best dressed guy on TikTok by Vogue magazine, and is on the Forbes 30 under 30. And this guy does some absolutely insane things with clothes. This is him in an ad with Bentley where they asked him to match his clothes to the car. Now, some of the fashion that Wisdom K does, nobody can even comprehend. And last year he actually went to the Met Gala, but he said the only reason was because TikTok had a table there and they brought him along. People that are nowhere in the fashion industry, like LeBron James, who is a basketball player, was invited to the Met Gala and even said he couldn't go. And everyone on TikTok was holding out a little bit of hope that Wisdom K was going to get an invite to the Met Gala, but he posted this last night saying, "I was not invited to the Met. I know you guys want to see me there, so just letting you know, looking forward to seeing all the beautiful interpretations."
The bottom line with Wisdom K and the Met Gala is that if you say that you want safety, security, and education for all children, you are signaling to the establishment that you cannot be controlled. So it doesn't matter if you are the #1 fashion influencer and inspiration in the world. It doesn't matter if your eye for fashion, is indisputably the #1 eye in the world. That if you say, I don't want children to be blown up, then you will be gatekept by certain people in power. But this whole conversation shows that Wisdom is honestly bigger than the Met Gala. People care about his point of view more than the Met Gala. And I've been saying this since season 6 of Drag Race, season 7, 8, 9. Once Violet and Miss Fame hit the Met Gala scene, it's clear that Met Gala had lost its visionary appeal. I think the last time someone took my breath away at the Met Gala was Rihanna in that yellow guope outfit. And I'm saying this all, of course, from a Western perspective. But it's so clear they took so much inspiration from Wisdom's work for this theme. And to not even invite him, it's almost like a test by the establishment. They are testing to see whether or not he wants to be enticed and if he can be enticed. And so for me, if I were Wisdom, I would just completely move on. Even make your own gala, do something that will be bigger than the Met Gala, because in the end, these establishments need people to desire their infrastructure. So it's just Tinkerbell, if no one believes in Tinkerbell, then she ceases to exist. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of these establishment institutions is that once people stop believing in them, they stop having power and influence and sway. Like, everyone is waiting for the 5-piece Wisdom Kaye, like, dandy collection. I just really hope he puts the Met Gala to shame with it.
I don't care what anyone says. This guy is the flyest creator on TikTok right now. Someone challenged him to style fonts. Yeah, computer fonts, and he killed it. Can we just look at that? He doesn't miss. He doesn't miss. It's cut off on the top, but this is my favorite. Comic Sans. Remember the font that we all use in computer class? I'm not into styling or fashion or anything like that, but I absolutely love his content, his creativity, everything.
You mean to tell me the best dressed person on this planet was not invited to the Met Gala? Wow. He was invited last year as well, and he is literally the only outfit I remember from last year because it was that good. And they didn't invite him this year. Met Gala, why? Why did they not invite him? Is it because he's going to outdress everybody? Anyways, I've gone through his page and it didn't even take me long. And I found 3-4 outfits that are better than 99% of the outfits that I saw at the Met Gala. And that is in no opposing way, no disrespect to the people that were there. Wisdom Kaye is just good at what he does. He's too good at what he does. He's so good. It looks very simple, but so many people missed with the theme of the Met Gala this year. And this is on theme. Don't get me wrong, I am no fashion expert, but he is.
Wisdom Kaye didn't get invited to the Met Gala because actions have consequences. And one of the consequences of being vocally active for oppressed people is losing access to the world of the oppressor. And I'm going to say it again for the people in the back. One of the consequences for being vocally active for oppressed people is losing access to the world of the oppressor. You're right. There's no way that Wisdom is not invited as the modern day digital black dandy. How could that be, right? How could you make that oversight? Because it's not an oversight, it's intentional. This is the biggest night of the year for fashion. And arguably with this theme, the biggest night of the fashion decade, okay? Wisdom Kaye is the fashion influencer. Man, woman, black, white, it doesn't matter. It's him. Do you not think every single one of the brands that owns a table would want the biggest fashion influencer wearing their designs? Of course they would. Of course they would. Who wouldn't? But what they want more is to protect their wallet. What they want more is to protect their brand identity. One of the consequences of being vocal for oppressed people is losing access to the world of the oppressor.
I love the Met Gala. It's just something I cannot keep my eyes off. And I also adore Wisdom Kaye. You can imagine my disappointment this morning when the first thing I do is go to his page and not see one post from the Met Gala, and then quickly realizing that the man was not there. So in my denial and my search for any post from last night from him, I realized that he had put up a post that I must have missed where he was saying like he wasn't sure if he was going to be invited, and that last year he had gone because TikTok bought a table, which I didn't know either, and that he's really not like the type of person that would be there, and they don't always really want social media people there. Now, last year, he wasn't invited. He went through TikTok, yes, but he still crushed it. Like one of the best from last year. So you would think that would just automatically put you on the roster. But also, I would make the argument that Wisdom Kaye, he's not a social media person. He's a true artist, fashion icon, and he used TikTok as a platform to get his art out there, okay? Like the man's not an influencer. Like he styled himself as a fucking penguin the other day. He's not influencing anybody to do that. He is an artist, not even a stylist, artist, which is all about what the Met Gala is, the art behind the fashion. And it's showcasing the designers. Yes, the celebrities are a huge part of it, but like the designers really take center stage. And this theme I was so excited for. And don't get me wrong, like I loved most of the looks because this theme in particular, I was tailoring. I call it like architectural fashion where you have like big shoulders and like very sharp edges, and just the tailoring is just phenomenal. Like this was made for him. Like I feel like this theme was made for him, and I was so excited to see him. Like, I will die on this hill that I guarantee you that if he had been there, he would have hands down been the best male. So Vogue, Anna Wintour, get your shit together. Get him on your list every year, because quite frankly, I think someone like him deserves to be there more than like a celebrity with a reality TV show.
The reason Wisdom Kaye was not invited to the Met Gala this year is because TikTok influencers are not considered celebrities, and TikTok fashion influencers are not considered to be a part of the fashion industry. This reminds me of Kim Kardashian's journey to the Met. We see her on the red carpet all the time now at the Met Gala, but before that, she tried for years to get into the Met Gala with no success. Even the almighty Kris Jenner could not get Kim Kardashian into the Met Gala. It was not until Kanye came into her life where he had to have a sit-down conversation with Anna and basically convince her to let Kim be his +1 for the Met. That's the only way she got into the Met and into big fashion. The only reason he was invited last year is because TikTok sponsored the Met Gala, gave money, and because of that, they had a table and they can invite who they wanted to, so they invited Wisdom. Without TikTok, it's going to be hard-pressed for Wisdom Kaye to get an invitation. I personally think he would have been best dressed of everyone there. As a matter of fact, I know he would have been. But I also don't think that's the reason he wasn't invited. I don't think it was that much thought into it. I honestly, if I'm being honest with you guys, I don't think it was any thought into it at all as to whether or not he was coming to the Met Gala. People outside of TikTok don't see TikTokers the same way, and that's just where we are.
This is why Wisdom Kaye wasn't invited to the Met Gala. So everybody knows that Wisdom Kaye attended the Met Gala last year, and everybody's wondering why he wasn't invited back this year. You see, a lot of people are coming out and speculating that it has something to do with what he's been speaking about on the internet, because as we all know, Wisdom's been a lot more vocal and vulnerable on the internet recently, and some people even saying that there's some sort of resentment towards Wisdom Kaye because he stole the spotlight from everybody else last year. But that is all false and alleged, and I'm here to tell you the actual reason why he wasn't invited back to the Met Gala this year. First, we have to get rid of the narrative that he was invited to the Met Gala himself in the first place. You see, Wisdom came out and spoke on how he even attended the Met Gala last year, and he goes on to talk about how he didn't attend the Met Gala as Wisdom Kaye, but instead that TikTok bought a table there and he attended as an extension of TikTok. He then goes on to touch on that this is an event for A-list celebrities, not people who are known as influencers. He then goes on to say how he knows we view him as a celebrity, but in comparison to an A-list celebrity, he is not viewed as one, because the fame between Wisdom Kaye and an A-list celebrity are just in two different tiers. So the reason that Wisdom wasn't invited wasn't because the Met Gala has anything against him, it's simply because TikTok didn't have a table this year. A lot of people are taking this approach as if Wisdom was uninvited, but he wasn't invited in the first place. TikTok was, which then allowed him to have a spot at the Met. So as much as I wish we could see Wisdom at this year's Met as much as the next person, there was no foul play here and his invitation wasn't revoked. So for now, we just have to hope that we can see him there.
Alright, so I'm no expert on this topic, but where in the hell was Wisdom Kaye's invite for the Met Gala? Like, what the hell? What the helly? What the helly Bron James? What the hellion? What the helliante? You know? Like his look from last year? Oh man, what a great way to stamp yourself. To be one of them ones who always would get an invite, you would think. And it kind of touched on the dandyism a little bit too. So for him to not be invited to this year's theme, which is dandyism and tailoring, and the colors, like, because I ain't naming no names, but there's some people who every year they miss badly, almost like they do it on purpose. Like the Met missed such an awesome opportunity. Guys, we were robbed. Wisdom, if you see this, can you just give a little sample of what you would have done at that Met? Please, my brain needs it. It needs to see this.
I'm gonna say this: if I see any influencers tomorrow at the Met Gala, I'm just gonna say that whoever is a part of the marketing team of those designers need to be fired. They do, because how did none of them, not a single designer, not a single brand, invite Wisdom? How? I just want to know how. That is so, first of all, disrespectful, first of all. And second of all, like, that's so dumb. Like, that doesn't make any sense. The man is known for fashion. He is known for his creativity. Everybody's been saying this, like, theme is so him, is so on point, is so spot on. So to see any other influencers being invited, that don't even make any sense. I mean, he has the engagement. He has the numbers. He has the numbers. I don't know. I'm kind of upset about it. I really am, because I'm just like, dang, like that would have been dope. And even like seeing people talk about it, like leading up, because everybody's just like, is he gonna go? And for nobody to jump on and be like, okay, let's quickly go ahead and figure a way to invite him. For y'all not to do that, it's insane. Like, y'all have dropped the ball marketing wise. Like, as a marketing girly, you have dropped the ball for not inviting him. That's crazy.
So regarding Wisdom K not being invited to the Met Gala this year, the Met Gala's theme is super fine, tailoring Black style, and the dress code is tailored for you. I'd like to talk about the reality of going to the Met Gala. I'm a designer. I've worked with brands to develop. Oh my God, I sound like RFK Jr. I lost my voice. I also worked for a brand that was invited to purchase a table, which is about $350,000, which we did not have in our budget. Tickets are invite only by Anna Wintour herself, and they're $75,000 a ticket. I want to upload another video on the history of dandianism because it is quite fascinating and very topical. Andrew Bolton picks the theme, and it's always a great commentary on what's happening in society. Fashion is political. You can think of that Miranda Priestley quote in The Devil Wears Prada. So whoever is invited is generally the most relevant celebrities. Athletes, actors, international superstars. And what I'm noticing is there's a general shift in public perception that we're no longer fascinated by celebrity culture. It makes me think of Katy Perry being shot to the moon and the shock that society was not enthralled. Is this terrible investment? And regarding fashion, people who truly embody the soul of style and dressing, these people are much more captivating and relevant. Yes, there's an aspect of influencer culture that does not represent a real experience, which is why authenticity is so significant. I think it's fascinating to see that shift in real time. And I do think Wisdom K should get a last-minute invite. I think he can whip an extravagant look together.
Yeah, because Wisdom not being invited to the Met Gala just don't sit right with me, friend.
And it don't sit right with me either. All I can say is, when I saw the title for this year's Met Gala, the first person that popped in my head, Wisdom K. Now, I am a big fan of Wisdom K. I have been in love with his videos since I saw him do the last Avatar. The Avatar video, the last Airbender, where he did an outfit for all the characters. And it was so spot on that it was like, wow. I was bowled over and I followed him since then. And shout out to Nosy, because I do not get a chance to watch the Met Gala, but I always get up the next day and over the next couple of days, go through the looks. So I look on social media, the internet, and just try to figure out who wore what and what I liked and what I didn't and why. So imagine me looking through the pictures and stuff and thinking, oh man, I missed his moment, because I know all the attendees don't get the same attention, but I figured because of the theme and how good he is, he would get a moment, and I was waiting to see his moment. So imagine my surprise when I'm scrolling through Nosy Bystander's playlist and I see her video where it says he wasn't invited. This was his look from last year at the Met Gala. If you look at this picture, I can see so many parts of this outfit that would have been spot on for this year's theme. But he wasn't there. And And I give him props because I did see his statement where he wasn't invited, and he seemed so gracious in the fact that he wasn't invited and in letting us know that he wasn't invited, because it could have been a messy little to-do, but he kept it classy, as he always does. But I am very disappointed that he wasn't there, because there are so many celebrities that I saw on that carpet that completely missed the mark and did not need to be there. I could think of one in particular. He could have just not been there, because his outfit gave nothing of super fine. Okay? And I also feel like I did not get enough tribute to one of the biggest superfine dandiest of dandies, Mr. Andre Leon Talley. Why was there not enough? Why wasn't there more tributes to him? His style when he was younger, his style when he was older. Everything about that man gave superfine tailoring and the dandies of dandies and black excellence at its best in fashion. So yes, in all, I was very glad to see the black, beautiful excellence that I got to see on the carpet. So many beautiful black faces. I was really, really bowled over, but it was just a little bit missing, and that little bit was Wisdom Kaye. Bye.
It is painful to not see Wisdom Kaye at the Met Gala event. Americans are the ones who even hurt not seeing their fashion icon present at the event. This has made many say Wisdom Kaye should start his own event like Met Gala. What do you think, family? Should Wisdom Kaye be bold enough to hold an event like Met Gala? Will you attend? Let me know what you think about the above questions on the comment section below, and don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thank you, family.